Hello and welcome back, everyone, to La-Mulana 2 Showcase on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And for beating Kujata, we are rewarded with the Djed Pillar. Now we have the ability to chant mantras in locations. Waha!
I got the password.
Nah. And Mulbrook mentions that the Immortal Battlefield is quite large, and it is. It's arguably the biggest / second biggest area that we're going to be exploring in general. But despite its size, it's actually relatively easy to get around in it.
Immortal Battlefield.
There
nice wall climb.
And there we are.
Nice
Avoid
fall.
the spikes.
Narrowly done so.
Avoid the pressure plate trap.
Pressure plate?
Yeah, there's a pressure
well
plate
hidden.
trap down there.
I kind of see it. It looked flat.
Alright. Welcome to the cavern. We are here for exactly one thing, and that is this. By using snapshots, we can scan this part of the background in order to get the sun mantra.
Okay. Well, that's a very quiet, important piece of key itemry that is just rather cleverly hidden in plain sight, if I do say so
And
myself.
this is not honestly plain sight, to be perfectly honest. Getting to cavern in the immortal battlefield is not necessarily difficult, but it's something that you're going to stumble into rather than find on purpose.
Yeah, fake door. I wasn't even trying to go through you. I just happened to land in front of you.
And behold, yet another mantra.
Scanning. Scanning. Scanning complete.
The Earth mantra. Woot! So we have our first three mantras, meaning that we can actually use the Earth mantra specifically to solve a puzzle that we've only been introduced to. We've not actually had the ability to solve it until just now. After we, slay the behemoth.
He can levitate by praying.
It's yoga powers technically, because the behemoth the behemoth is specifically tied to at least this incarnation of the behemoth is tied to Hindu stuff. Anyway, it may be extremely confusing what the fuck just happened there, so I will attempt to break this down. The busts of Mimir that we see throughout the ruins are all correspond to specific mantras. And if you chant the correct mantra in front of them, you will solve a puzzle. The puzzle that we just solved specifically gets us the silver shield. Now, some of you might be wondering why the hell we haven't actually had a shield, because at this point, Lumis has had the ability to buy the buckler for a significant period of time. Well, the reason why we haven't bought the buckler is because the buckler is fucking terrible. It is able to protect Lumisa a small amount for pretty much exactly 2 projectiles, and then it breaks, meaning you have to go buy another one. That's why we're not buying the buckler, because for getting 2 points of projectile protection for tech gold sounds like it's worthwhile, until you remember that literally every other enemy in the game has got projectile attacks. So yeah, it's not actually worth it to keep a buckler on hand, with the exception for exactly one puzzle that with the silver shield we have the ability to skip.
Right, you don't want just a little bit of projectile protection. You want a lot of projectile protection.
Yes. Since we killed Needhog a couple of parts ago, now we can more easily get into Ice-Fire Treetop.
There's three things that usually aren't in the same place at the same time.
To be perfectly honest, Ice-Fire Treetop is a collection of area tropes that are actually very popular in action platformers. Quite a bit. Zelpud here tells us that this lava is actually a different color than what we're used to, and he is correct. This lava is darker colored, and that is because it is poison lava. Yes, there is a thing called poison lava in La-Mulana 2.
And it kills you, like, immediately.
Almost immediately. Mostly because we don't have lava resistance yet, but... yes, when we actually do get lava resistance, poison lava will still actually deal some pretty significant damage to us. There is a way to mitigate the effects of poison lava. We will be showing it off much later on. Yeah, much later on. As a point of fact, we'll be showing it off during, I believe, the very last part of our playthrough, because, as I have mentioned, we're not doing a full playthrough of La-Mulana 2. I am not skilled enough to actually get all the way through this game safely. You may have noticed that we just had the ability to specifically grapple onto the ice pillars and throw ourselves off of them. That is thanks to the grapple claw that we got a couple of parts ago. Without the grapple claw, you cannot get to this point. And you need to get to this point specifically to generate this ladder. And you don't actually need to talk to Inanna, but Inanna does actually warn you that yes, the underworld is a thing. We're not ever going there. No, it's bad. It's very bad, and it hurts.
I want to go to that lady's underworld.
No.
She makes it look like fun.
So we are actually in the upper middle section of Ice-Fire Treetop. And the reason why we are here specifically is, well, there are a lot of treasures in the upper part of Ice-Fire Treetop that we are going to require towards the end of the game. The puzzle that we just solved here was getting access, gets us access to that hot spring, and if we were to pay for access to that hot spring, as Annotations Granite mentions, it would grant us immunity to poison lava, which would be really, really beneficial for traveling in this area. But we're not actually supposed to be traveling all that much in this area. Now we have gotten into yet another environmental hazard that we're not privy to in La-Mulana 1: frozen water. You'll notice that despite the fact that we have the scale sphere, we're still taking damage. Yeah, the water is too goddamn cold. Zelpa did just throw us a hint about that.
There's ice mixed in with that water.
Yes.
Thank you, Zelpud. Sexy, steaming hot water. It feels good.
It feels so much better than ice water. Jesus. So, I know I'm talking a lot in this part, explaining all the dangers that we have to go through, but that's mostly to stress the point that yeah, La-Mulana 2 uses the environmental hazards a lot more than La-Mulana 1 did, and because of the increased enemy density that happens about halfway through the game, the increased potency of the environmental hazards, and the increased presence of said environmental hazards, La-Mulana 2 ends up being a lot more difficult just to traverse through than La-Mulana 1 was. And La-Mulana 1 had some pretty difficult to traverse areas.
Dink, 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 dink. Oh.
It's okay.
Nice.
We wanted to fall down here.
Don't step into the poison lava.
Right.
You might get infected.
These jumps are very difficult without having double jump. And yes, we will be getting double jump eventually. We already have the totem pole, so we can go talk to the Lokapala, but we're not going to go talk to the Lokapala for a while yet.
They put spikes on the ceiling right at one of the most convenient points to try jumping over, so I should do a short jump. Yeah. Good God.
That tablet told us that key fairies exist, which we know thankfully from La-Mulana 1, but it's good to know that they actually exist in this game. We will not be encountering them. because the side quest that involves unlocking key fairies requires us to go into the underworld. And as I've already mentioned, we're not going into the underworld. No, it's bad.
I wanted to go to the underworld.
Most of what we're here to actually get right now is specifically this grail point, specifically so that we can actually, have an easier in and out for the for Ice-Fire Treetop. Because again, there are a lot of treasures in Ice-Fire Treetop that we're gonna need. So having easier in and out for it is going to be very relevant.
Now that Lamisa has the silver shield, and now she looks more like Link than ever.
Hey, Sinmara. Sinmara just told us specifically how to unlock one of the bosses that we will not be fighting. We have to bring Sinmara the light scythe, and the light scythe is a treasure that is in the underworld. So yeah, that's why we're not going to be fighting that particular boss.
That squid girl can jump upside down.
She's not a squid, but yeah.
Whoa. Oh, you guys are just full of surprises.
Heck, lava!
Oh, out, get out. Ah, that wasn't so bad. Oh, screw this.
You want to know what's even more? Yeah.
Surprise!
Fuck all the environmental hazards in La-Mulana 2. There are so many environmental hazards.
Oh, did somebody throw the baseball at the right target? Because you just dunked the clown.
All right. Now, this puzzle very specifically requires you to have either the silver shield if you want to do it the correct way, or the buckler if you want to try and cheese it. But we have the silver shield, so we are able to do this puzzle correctly. You'll notice that the Garm over there specifically is not actually is getting to the pot and then running back.
And then it disappeared.
Yes, it decided
never to be seen again.
To jump off the screen. Yep.
Never to be seen again.
Yep. I don't trust this floor.
Oh, because there may be false floors. Gotcha.
Now, you might not have actually heard of the Silver Shield protect us from a couple of projectiles there, but yes, if you do not have either the Silver Shield or a buckler in order to get through there, you get crushed.
Right, because the projectiles bounce you right into the crush hazard.
Yep. Thankfully, we got what we came for with the life sigil. That's the last of the sigils that we're going to be going to get, and now we have a bunch of different life sigil checks to go do.
Immortal battlefield.
Yeah, Mulbrook makes it down to the very bottom of the immortal battlefield in order to tell us that there is a bunch of lava down there powering. We have officially activated the steam power at the bottom of immortal battlefield. Very nice for us. And yay, the ice cloak! Now we have resistance to lava, whereas Lameza actually got some pretty significant resistance to lava. Ouch! Lumisa mostly gets about 50% resistance to lava.
All right, let's now that we're at critical HP, let's
back to the hot springs.
Retool a bit.
Away! Also, let's buy some more weights from Netbear. Thank you.
Cha-ching.
All right. So, with the exploration that we've done in Ice-Fire Treetop, we are planning on going to go and unlock a bunch of these life sigil chests that we've got access to. Specifically, go under the Kraken. Unfortunately, we're still missing the anchor. Ouch.
Fire torpedoes.
It's a bomb, actually. This is a mini-boss that I don't actually want to deal with right now because I don't really have a good method of dealing with him. Oh, look! A harp! It costs 1,000 gold. You should notice, you should notice, Mr. Cloud, that our money only caps out at 999 coins.
Oh my god, they're doing the bigger on sword thing. This game is like quasi-Legend of Zelda, because that was a thing in Ocarina of Time, is you can't get certain items until you upgrade your wallet size.
Ouch. Okay. Ouch.
With that very slight adjustment...
What is happening here is actually Pass Gurdette is lost. I am trying specifically to get to an area that I know exists, but I don't know how to get to it at the moment. And the reason why I don't know how to get to it is because it is actually blocked off for me right now, because I activated the water.
Look out!
I'm at half health. There's no way I'm doing this. There's no way I'm doing this boss fight.
Nope. That's a boss arena. Nope.
All right. In the next episode, we'll continue being somewhat lost in Immortal Battlefield. I remember that we actually spent quite a great deal of time in Immortal Battlefield being lost. Be safe, everybody.